buildings, all this light and heat. Time to take a stand, boys, time to make a choice. Time to find our courage, time to be deployed. Make our only stand here, make our roads complete. All we waited for now, past and future meet. Get your weapons ready, kiss loved ones goodbye. Now our time is coming, and it is not the time to cry. Outnumbered, it's tragic but it's true. Make your last formation, take the final road. Now it's time for endings, now it's time to go. Fight the war. Oh, fight the war. Fight the war. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's what I'm talking about, because it's time to fight the war on a Tuesday. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What's going on, everybody? Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Arvanauts, to a Tuesday stream. It is November 28th, 2017. I hope everyone is doing well and is looking forward to some awesome times with the chat-chosen game of the month, which is indeed Portal, and I am happy to announce that Half-Life 3 is confirmed. No, I'm just kidding. I can't announce that, but maybe someday that'll actually occur. This is a very special stream, and I am looking forward to introducing you all to all of it, but I do want to welcome everybody, first of all, to the stream and remind you about ways to support the channel. If you haven't done so already, please consider following the channel. Please check out the Steam group with ! Steam group, the YouTube with ! ArvTube, the Discord, of course, with ! Discord. If you haven't done so already, there are two ways to support the channel financially as well. The first is with ! ArvTreon. That is the Patreon, which is currently sitting at $3.95. Would love to get that north of 400 again, because we have a lot of cool things for the channel that trigger the higher that we go, and of course you can get cool stuff for yourself, including epic character backgrounds and epic poems written about you, and you know, copies of one of my band's albums, and even writing critiques at a high enough tier. So lots of cool stuff. with that. And then, of course, that purple sub button. We've had a number of people who've been subbing to the channel as well, which is really great. That gets you that Arvany hype, that gold hype, get hyped, that is used Twitch-wide, so that's really cool. And hello to Chaotix. And what's up, Terry Tunes? Hello, Terry. How are you? Good to see you all. And yes, and that person who you just saw host is going to be significant today, because today we've got the Chat Chosen Game of the Month. But this is also, and now I can officially welcome all the rest of the folks here, this is also episode 177, I believe it is, of Speculate, the podcast for writers, readers, and fans. Those of you in my Twitch stream will remember that I actually co-host that with the person who I'm about to introduce. And so we've done a couple of these joint Speculate Twitch streams, and this one is going to be on the subject of Portal, a game which I have never played, but when chat chose this game for me to play, I thought that given how much everyone that I know in the field talks about Portal as a story-oriented game and an interesting way of doing narrative storytelling and all that kind of stuff, I thought, what better and who better to sort of bring into the mix than people who know about fantasy fiction and fantasy writing. And so welcome to the Speculate listeners who will be listening to this a few days after this recording. And I do want to mention, by the way, to the Speculate listeners, if you check out the website, speculatesf.com, you will notice that the website has been relaunched and looks, if I do say so myself, based on what we were hoping would happen, it looks awesome. And the person responsible for that is Kilobyte. Kilobyte is our new webmaster. He is, well, I won't say what his real name is. I should ask Kilobyte, who I think is here, if it's okay for me to say what his real name is. If so, then I'll say it so that Speculate folks can know. But he is the web designer. He's our webmaster now, and he joins our staff, which includes him and E. Parker, who is, of course, our audio guy. And so Kilobyte has done the new website, and it looks amazing, and I'm super excited to have that shared with all of you. It was well due for a revamp, and so we've got a couple of shows down the line, a new triptych coming up in December and so forth, but we wanted to throw this show at you as something which would be a little bit different, let's say. I can go ahead. Okay, so his real name is Scott Grieg. And Scott is the webmaster, and we highly recommend him for graphic design services and web services. So if you out there in Speculate listening land have ever thought to yourself, I need a webmaster, you could do worse than to go with someone like Scott. All right, with all that said, I am going to unmute myself so that Mike can now hear that we are live. And I am going to move over to here, and I am pleased to introduce, dun 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 dun, there he is. I am pleased to introduce none other than Turbo Tango, whose secret identity is also Mike Underwood, who is also my co-host on Speculate. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Thanks so much for having me on. I'm jazzed about this. Portal was a really fun surprise for me as a gamer, and it's fun to be able to jump back and talk about it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've never played it, and I just the thing that surprised me a little bit was I was making sure that it would actually stream okay, and so I played about a half hour, and I got a lot of levels done, and I'm like, this is pretty short. Like, it's shorter than I thought it would be, and for some reason I had this image of it being this sprawling puzzle game with epic this and that, but it's pretty compressed, it seems. So
yeah, the Portal 2 I think is a good chunk longer. I haven't checked how long to beat on the second one, but that site has the first one listed at about 3 hours, which I think is probably appropriate.
Okay.
The thing with Portal, with the first one, partially because it's short, I think it, one, doesn't overstay its welcome as a game, and especially in the current environment, maybe less so when Portal came out, since there's such this all games are $60,
yeah,
and so many games are multiplayer oriented, I think that it's good to remember that sometimes you don't need that much time for a game. One of the games I really like this year, Pyre, it's only about 12 hours to play, but it wasn't $60.
Yep.
Portal introduces a core set of systems for interacting with the world, provides some cool variations on it, and along the way does what I think is very interesting environmental storytelling with the visuals and what's just around the corner in the game, which I would definitely recommend taking the time to not whiz by things, especially when you can see the seams of the world opening up a little bit. There's probably even more behind that to see.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And I agree with you about game length. I've often said that I would much rather have a well constructed 5-hour experience than a kind of somewhat more sprawling and not very well focused 20-hour experience.
Yeah.
Where you've got a bunch of fetch quests thrown in there and stuff like that. Even a well constructed epic game can sometimes be a little bit difficult, especially from a streaming perspective, to sit down. I mean, as Thorg's not here at the moment, but as Thorg knows, I'm playing through The Witcher 3. A lot of great storytelling in that, but man, I got 75 hours in. I had to take a break, and I will come back to it and play it again. But I mean, 150, 200 hours just off the bat, that's what you're going to dedicate. That's a lot of time for one game that you're going to put time into, unless it's something like Skyrim. But there's very few games of that sort that I can really just sit down and keep going and going and going. So I kind of like the shorter games sometimes. So yeah,
I've heard a lot of good things about the Persona series, but Persona 5, people say like clocks in over 100 hours worth of play.
So long.
And I'm not going to do that. Yeah. That's not what I want from my video gaming experience at this point, especially for single player.
Yep, agree. All right, well, let's get to it. So you have played Portal 1 and 2 or just 1? Have you played both?
Yes, I've played 1 and 2.
Okay.
I haven't played the co-op, and I haven't played the first one in a while, so a little bit of it I'll get to re-experience it with you.
Okay, cool. That's cool. Yeah, if this works out down the line, we should consider maybe a little bit of Portal 2 co-op at some point in the future. That would be neat.
We'll just have to tag that one explicit because I hear that it can be frustrating.
Oh, really? Great. So just at the end of it, how did Speculate collapse and how did that jerks through the blue portal instead of the orange portal, and then
100%.
All right, well, let's get started. So I did play a little bit of this, a few levels of this last night, Chad, because I wanted to make sure it captured okay. And it does. It captures just fine. And this, I think, came out in the orange box originally, right? This was part of the orange box?
Yeah, I think that was part of why it was this cool surprise, is that it kind of came out of nowhere.
Okay, so cool. All right, let's get to it. New game. Chapter 1. Start new game. I like the music already. Right, get out of the portal. Yeah, I did like yesterday how they were introducing certain mechanics that were...
Hello, and again, welcome to the Aperture Science Computer Aided Enrichment Center. We hope your brief detention in the relaxation vault has been a pleasant one.
Comes to be associated as like a...
Turn down. Sorry, I'm just going to turn down the audio a little bit on this so that we can hear you. Okay, go ahead. Say that again.
You get kind of like the Apple style design of the world. Lots of like clean designs, white and plastic and glass, and a fairly antiseptic kind of laboratory world immediately. But also, you've got cameras, you've got surveillance, and you've got this voice in your ear.
And automatically, my assumption is that this voice is bad. Like, I know a little bit about GLaDOS anyway.
The portal will open in 3, 2, 1.
Did it really kill? I didn't know that. All right. That's interesting, too, because the first thing you see when you are looking at this portal is yourself. Because you're literally walking out and seeing the way that sort of structurally... First of all, that does a mechanical thing, because it means that you can see a little bit how the perspective of looking through something will sometimes be confused. It might confuse you based on where the portal is placed and where you are relative to that. But then secondly, it also gets you a chance to see yourself as you're beginning. So you immediately know who you are.
Yeah, and because Chell is a silent protagonist, you don't get a whole lot of kind of individuation on the part of Chell, because she doesn't really get to speak for herself. Something we will want to note is the stuff strapped to her legs.
Right.
So that is a diegetic explanation for why you can survive long falls, because there's a spring element where you've been augmented.
That's clever, and it's something that, I can imagine people just blowing by it without, there's no reference made to it. No one says, hey, how do you like those springs on your legs? But you note it yourself, and so. All right, 0 out of 19, okay. And there is where my
And then, so if we go back and look at that sign real quick.
Yeah.
The game will give you a visual language of some of the types of challenges using this kind of enrichment center training and testing paradigm.
Mm-hmm. Which is pretty...
And you can see kind of faded versions of the different other icons.
Yeah.
Which can give you a little bit of a preview.
And there's the faded cake, of course.
Right.
Which becomes famous. Yeah, I like the idea, too, that part of what stories do that work well are build anticipation for what is going to happen next. And so when you see things like this that you don't know what's going to happen next, but you're like, oh God, why is the guy in the water? Does that mean he's going to get shocked? She's going to get shocked at some point. Why is there a piece of cake over there? Those are all things that will come back into play. And it wouldn't surprise me if they had constructed part of this and then said, let's go back and retrofit some of these levels so that we can show some of that, which I think is neat.
Yeah, because when you're doing environmental design, a lot of what you're doing is you're trying to tell a story with a space instead of having to deliver it in exposition. And because you already have a strong expository voice in GLaDOS, trying to have one voice having to do so many other things may be a challenge, especially when the protagonist can't respond with voice. Mm-hmm. So they're letting the visual design do some of the storytelling work to complement what you're getting from the kind of the sysadmin GLaDOS voice.
By the way, to Speculate listeners who are going to be hearing most of this audio commentary, if you want to see some of the visual cues on which Mike or I are commenting, my suggestion would be to go over to my YouTube channel, which for the channel is youtube.com/user/Arvan Eleron. I'll try to put a link to that in notes as well. It's ARVANELERON, and you'll be able to see the same audio track. Obviously, will be connected to that. I think you'll be able to pick up a lot just with audio as well, but if you want to see some of the visual cues, that's there. And Dragon, I will be happy to knock out all of the Big Brother cameras, because I'm happy to fight the man, but I don't think I can do it until I actually get something more than what I have at the present, so I will do that. There's a block, which I need to place. The other thing I like about games that are done well are games that have one simple mechanic that does many things. Chell doesn't have a lot of things she can do. She has the portal gun, obviously, which we haven't gotten yet, and then she can pick up items and drop them again, and she can run and jump. But those things in combination can do a lot of stuff, rather than giving someone 750 different Assassin's Creed style parkour abilities that don't get used that much because there's only so many times you can design levels to take advantage of those. So
excellent.
Yeah, like the range of verbs that you have as Chell is pretty narrow, but the genius is in the way that they interact, and the fact that how the portal gun works is so versatile while being very easy to convey to a player, and that then the player, as part of the fun of the game, is getting to explore all of those variations on how you can use the limited set of verbs, walk, jump, lift, drop, and Portal 1, Portal 2.
And you've talked about this idea of having limited verbs before in other contexts. That Destiny, for example, has the sort of shoot verb as the major verb that gets used. But the interesting thing is that Destiny doesn't necessarily have as many combinations. Jump and shoot, crouch and shoot, right? But this is very much walk, jump, shoot, the gun, jump through the portal. There's multiple different combinations that a game like this uses, which isn't to talk down about Destiny. It's just to say that that is one of the nice things about this, is variety despite the limited number of fundamental tools you have.
Sure, and these games are going for very different kind of play aesthetics and storytelling aesthetics. So, we wouldn't necessarily want to compare them directly to each other, but the idea of what verbs does a game give you is something that I picked up, I think, through tabletop role-playing game design discussions, and is also very applicable for video games here. And what verbs in which order, because now it's like, oh, you've jumped out of a thing, you can't go back the way that you came. So a game and a space has to be designed to be forgiving in certain ways, depending on how the player unfolds their different options, or kind of connects the different verbs that they have.
Yep. Absolutely. Now you'll notice, by the way, that there's a timed portal sequence that I noticed, so that this portal is opening into different rooms. That allows me to go in and get the one that's here. Now, when the portal switches over, it goes into the other room. I now bring the cube that I have, drop it there,
Please move quickly
and then when the portal reappears, I'll be able to leave and exit.
Exposure to the button are not part of this test.
Yep. So this is kind of additional tutorializing in the game, as it tells you, oh, okay, well, you can change one portal and then the other in different combinations to be able to move through a space and redefine your capability of being able to, like, how you're able to interact with a platforming space, and that walls can become portals and things like that.
Yeah, which is really, really neat. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I remember hearing a fair number of kind of literature and game design and other people teaching classes, the way that they use Portal. Some use it in a game design class to talk about, you know, here are all these things that this game is doing well with limited resources and limited time, or, you know, in a class that's about science fiction or storytelling or world building. And that Portal is this really intricately designed but incredibly playable little puzzle box. Gives it such versatility, which I think informs why it's become the classic that it had, like the kind of 21st century classic of game design, and a game that I think opens up some of the space for some of that independent design space, where you get people more used to smaller games that have a couple of core mechanical systems that you then explore.
Yep, absolutely. The other thing I wanted to mention was, for those of you who might have heard some of the voiceover there from GLaDOS, this is where you start to notice some freaky, something seems off here. And one of the things that I noticed playing through this first set of levels is how slowly and very well paced the introduction of GLaDOS is made here. So there's this thing where the taste of blood in the mouth may be a side effect of your science emancipation grill emancipating your teeth, your enamel. It all sounds very bland and corporate speak and everything else. But of course it's deadly serious, and you'll find out more about why that is as time goes on. And that's, I think, very interesting. Alright, let's get this portal gun.
Very good. You are now in possession of the Aperture Science handheld portal device.
Outstanding.
With it, you can create your own portals. These intradimensional gates have proven to be completely safe.
I love that the cursor of the portal gun is, it's not just a dot, it's not just a normal circle, it's reusing the logo in the game, and it will tell you which color portal you're shooting, right?
Yep. Agreed.
So little ways that even the UI is helping, excuse me, is kind of filling out and reinforcing the visual, thematic, and the usability functions of the game.
Yep. Again, it's that whole idea of all of these things working together towards common purpose, and I like it. It really just helps to reinforce many things, including the message.
Mind the gap.
Okay, goodbye, camera.
To ensure the safe performance of all authorized activities, do not destroy vital testing apparatus.
I'll get right at it. Okay. Alright. I'm going to go through this portal, and I shall appear... That is the coolest thing to me, by the way. The fact that you can, you know, exit in one direction, leave in another direction, and it all sort of fits and works, you know, and it doesn't get you into some impossible loop, is really, really fun.
Yeah, and that conservation of directional momentum is really important later on in the first one, I think, then especially in Portal 2, with the kind of additional elaborations that the game makes then.
Yeah, I really dig that.
So I've heard of this game used in physics classes.
Oh, really? Yeah, well, okay, yeah, that makes sense, sure. It's just one of those ones you wonder, like, how much it took them to actually conceive of programming variations, you know, that they would have had to account for.
Right.
So
well, and I think the physics engine developed. I don't remember the exact design lineage, but I would bet that designing the physics for Portal went into and came out of their designing the engine that they were using for the Half-Life games, because that physics engine that they used became this big reused, frequently modded thing for the Half-Life games and then elsewhere.
Yeah, that's cool. And they got a lot of they got a whole lot of mileage out of that engine too. All right. So we've got the psychedelic. All right. So there's a portal down there that I'm going to have to get to, because there is the block. So I can do that because I jump down here, I pick up the, whoops, don't pick up the block. I create a portal, I do this, and now, boop.
Once again, excellent work. As part of our required test protocol, we will not monitor the next test chamber. You will be entirely on your own. Good luck.
Sounds good. Does anybody know who the original voice actor for GLaDOS was? I don't know off the top of my head. But of course, BB Wolf, who's been a member of the R Vocalists on my voice team in the past, does a wonderful GLaDOS.
I believe Ellen McLean.
Ellen McLean, okay.
And then Portal was such kind of a cultural phenomenon within small circles that you get things like a GLaDOS style voice being used in the game in the movie Pacific Rim, where I believe they had Ellen McLean back to do that sysop voice, and then other games do kind of robot voices in the tradition of GLaDOS, so that this robot voice character has become almost her own archetype.
Very cool. Oh, and it is Ellen McLean. Yeah, Pacific Rim was great. So I want to make one sort of quick gameplay note to the folks in chat, etc. So I shoot the portal right there, right? That allows me to get up to this fixed orange portal, because I don't yet have the ability to create that. I just have the ability to create the blue portal. That, once I get up on this ledge, I then shoot across to create the portal, which now is accessed by that same orange portal. So again, it's like one thing for many purposes, which is something I've said many times I love in narrative, and also is really cool in a game sense too.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting to, and maybe I'm guessing people have already done this,
as part of a required
to make
test
visual
protocol,
maps
our previous
of
statement
the way that
suggesting
you
we would not
loop back
monitor
through
this
a
chamber
space
was an
to
outright
do kind of the
fabrication.
optimal puzzle
Good
solve
job.
in
As
these
part
various
of
portal
our
levels,
required test
because it reminds me
protocol, we
of
will stop
a video
enhancing
series
the
that I've watched a
truth
bit
in
of
3,
on the
2,
level design of Zelda dungeons, in the way that space is used and reused.
Oh, okay. Yep, I can see that. I can certainly see that. Aha. Success. Also,
for your own safety, do not destroy vital testing apparatus.
Huh. Suck it, camera. Okay. I missed a camera? No, I didn't. I shot that other camera. Did I miss another camera? Oh, darn it.
Well, now you have to start over.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's a permadeath run, but the death is you miss a camera.
It's a roguelike where it involves cameras. Actually, I do want to see what the quick save. What is the quick save thing? Quick save is F6. What? F6. The devil is that? All right, quick save is F6. Yep, doomed. I know, Jactress. I am totally doomed. Okay.
Safety is one of many enrichment center goals.
So here we're now getting a different kind of environment. Things look a little bit more ramshackle. The wall colors are different. You're seeing some kind of exposed circuitry again. And we have some of the signs on different surfaces. So there's the signs on the wall, but then there's also a sign on the floor.
Right. Exactly. F6, the Kilgore favorite. What's up, X5? How you doing? Also, hello to some folks who stopped in. You, Christensen. I don't think I said hi to you, Chloe, so hello. So hello to everybody. And again, this is a joint Twitch Speculate stream. This is episode 177 of Speculate. We're talking about story and narrative in Portal with my good friend and co-host Mike Underwood, who is also an author, who I will ask to talk a great deal about his own stuff when we get done with all this. Mike will be with us for about another 40 minutes, half hour to 40 minutes or so. And then I will continue playing, and we will end the episode of Speculate, but I'll be still streaming on Twitch.
However, alarms and flashing hazard lights
Here in this room, I love the lighting. You've got the red, orange coming down from the top, but then also almost a hellish red-orange in the background. So there's some foreground, background action,
Yep.
and the relative depth of the different fixtures becomes really important since spatial perception is such a key skill that the player has to develop over the course of this game.
Yeah, that's well said. And it's also another example of, again, continually reinforcing theme and concept, and doing so with environmental structures, with feeling like you can never just sort of rest on your laurels and be okay with one thing. You've always got to be thinking ahead, doing more stuff, going even further, which is both challenging in a game sense, but also has a little bit of a kind of relentless, oh god, when is it all going to end type of moment. Not in a slog sort of way, but in a kind of, it builds this sort of dread, which is part of what's happening in a way within the game, despite its humor. What's up, Ten of Clubs? How you doing?
Yeah, because if the game can make you, the player, feel some of the dread that the character would feel, especially because it's a silent protagonist, that's going to be able to help you increase your immersion, especially in a game, I think, for me, that tends to be so cerebral, where I'm thinking about the puzzle, maybe not necessarily in terms of I have to get Chell out, but I have to get through. With a Cypher protagonist, you tend to map yourself into that character, but not necessarily inhabit their emotional landscape.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. It's going to go through there. Shoot, I did that wrong.
Yeah, I just missed it.
Yeah, okay, so that should go through there, which means it's going to go across there. Okay, wait, that's not going to work. I think I got it there. Haha! Success. Okay. Now what I need to do is I will need to...
Boom.
Okay, so now what I need to do is I will need to get across, first of all, to that platform. And then I will need to be able to jump right back into this. Alright. Success. Now I have to hope that this thing does not zap me as I go by. Okay, I do not. It does not.
Very impressive. Please note that any appearance
I'm
of
pretty
danger
sure
is
that the
merely
first
a
time
device to
through I
enhance
had
your
died
testing
several times
experience.
by now.
Oh, cool.
But that was...
I mean, not cool that you died, but...
Yeah, well, because just one of the things with Portal is I feel like there's like a gamer community knowledge of a set of tools that didn't really exist when I first played the game, because I don't think I played it too long after it released. So the system, the kind of the portal systems and some of the mechanical interactions that this game introduced or popularized became really common later on. And that's, for me, another way that a game, like a game's lineage is assured, is if the mechanical systems or kind of player interaction skills that a game focuses on become more common, then like, oh, here's a little bit from Portal that has now become a smaller part, or a core bit of Portal becomes a smaller part of other games later on.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Okay, so now I'm on this side. Okay, so now I can do this. Ah, okay. So what I need to do is I need to get, alright, so I need to get this block
Once
up
again,
there.
the Enrichment Center offers its
Follow
most
me,
sincere
block.
apologies on the occasion of this unsolvable test environment.
Let's put you down there. I want you to go over there. Pick you up. Go through with me. And there we are.
Fantastic.
Huzzah.
You remain resolute and resourceful in an atmosphere of extreme pessimism.
Extreme pessimism. You missed the design of the elevator in Portal 1 in the second game. That could very well be. I mean, it's all new to me, Christensen, so... And you know what's funny, too, is that I was familiar with the Portal 2 co-op robots. So when I saw the female character, I'm like, wait, is this part of is this a mind thing? Like, they're trying to... But I didn't realize that this was actually the protagonist. I was so familiar with the other one, so... Oh, thank you, Elswin. Let's quick save that. All right.
Hello again. To reiterate,
So, I like the way that this game does pacing in how what GLaDOS says about what you should be doing and what can be expected changes bit by bit over the course of a number of puzzles.
Yeah, and it really does not rush, which I think is one of the, that's one of the biggest things. Oh yeah, I think I remember seeing this. This is the thing where people jump into portals to create momentum. So we'll see if this works. Success!
spectacular.
Nice.
You appear to understand how a portal affects forward momentum, or to be more precise, how it does not.
All right.
If you like that, you'll enjoy the middle third of Portal 2.
Okay, is that like a lot of momentum?
Yeah,
Momentum.
it's a whole lot. But Portal 2 also does some cool extra things to make that to make it not boring.
I wonder if there's a Portal 3 is ever going to be on the horizon.
I don't know. There was some chatter a while back about how the next episode of Half-Life 2 is just not ever going to happen, and the never announced Half-Life 3. So I think it would certainly be a big deal if Valve announced another new game in one of these.
It'd be enormous.
In one of these properties.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd be very interested to see what could go as far beyond what other people are doing with first-person shooters and immersive sims, that like as much of a jump as Half-Life 1 was from the things around it and what came before it.
Right. Valve doesn't know how to count to 3. Yeah, well, that's potentially true. Okay.
Well, that just means that you do the other video game thing where you have a new game that has the title of the very first one in the series. So it's like, instead of Doom 5 or whatever it was just Doom in 2006. So that maybe is the secret that Valve needs to learn. Except they're doing just fine with their zillions of dollars from Steam.
Alright, so if I do... Can't be it. That will get me killed. So let's not go there. Alright, I need to get... That's the receptor point. It doesn't do anything except...
So this part of the game I think is really fun, where the player has to learn increasingly complicated systems of reading a space and the relative distance and location of things, the order of operations of the different kind of lasers and bouncing balls systems. And you have to read a space, you have to figure out what you need to do to be able to get forward, and then either read the steps that it takes to get there or the steps that you have to take after that. And you're treating a space as a puzzle, and you've got these incrementally more complicated ways of interacting with something, or incrementally more complicated spaces. So the game is teaching you how to play it by giving you just a little bit more complicated spaces. So the pacing of the mechanical and innovations and complexifications is, I think, also good pacing.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, this gets me in here. Oh, careful. That would have been a very bad thing. Okay, so now... I got the elevator working. Uh-oh. Okay, good. For a minute I thought I had frozen it, but I did not. Okay, yes, I got the elevator working. That's a good sign. So now what I need to do is get back to the... That's the second portal gun, I believe. Or the second... I can do both. Yay! Several projects locally here in Norway. Oh, hold on, let me not talk over the...
The device is now more valuable than the organs and combined incomes of everyone in subject hometown. Yes.
Okay, so that should be able to get me into both. Thank you, Jagtress. As you've done so many streamer introductions for me, I might get involved in several projects here locally in Norway, at least in my hometown, involving music, mostly lyrics and slogans due to my hidden talents away with words. Got any tips? Oh, I mean, you know, X5, I mean, so many that we could have, but it would depend on what kind of things. Lyrics are a very different sort of thing than so-called regular writing would be. So, yeah, I mean, there are definitely different tips we could give depending on the nature of the project.
Yeah, the thing that's been really important for me is being real with myself about what I'm going to be able to make time for. Yeah. And if you're looking to kind of develop your skills into a new creative form, I think it makes sense to do something where you've got a good combination of enthusiasm for the project, and it feels like something that is a reasonable stretch for your skills. If you're looking to develop, you want to give yourself something that's a bit of a challenge, but that you have the passion to want to follow through on, and you feel like you have enough of the skills that you can push yourself to get there so that you can be growing project on project, but you're not giving yourself a challenge that's going to be more frustrating than it is enriching.
Yep, that's excellent advice. Everyone enjoys limericks about men from Nantucket. That's your best tip, Kilobyte. Good grief. You have a few books on lyric writing. Yeah, well, so oh god, I did that wrong. One of the things that you would want to be able to do, if you're thinking about, let's say, lyrics and songs, as having written many, many lyrics for my band The Road over the years, one of the things that I can say is important is... hold on a second, is for me to not mess this up. One of the things that is important is to remember that, as is the case with poetry, you have limited space, and thus you need to make every word count. Now, technically, all writing you should be trying to make words count, but it's especially true when you're dealing with something with a lyric, and obviously the music is important as well, naturally. But the place I think to start is to look at some of the greatest lyricists. So I recommend starting with people like Bob Dylan. There's a reason that the Nobel Prize thing continues to come up with Bob Dylan because of the quality of his work. I think Paul Simon is an exceptional lyricist. I think Leonard Cohen is an exceptional lyricist. There are, and there's many, many others. There's obviously also studying poets, but in specific, looking at lyric writers, wonderful lyric writers. Those people who are able to do good work with that. Another one is Sarah Bareilles, is another one I'd recommend. Very, very good stuff. If you want to get a sense of what you can do to describe addiction and the potentials for addiction, I would listen to the lyrics for her song Gravity, which is an extraordinary song. There was an amazing dance routine done to it on So You Think You Can Dance as well. But again, less is more, and what she's able to communicate in a very simple and limited space and relatively few amount of words is extraordinary. But the greatest of them in my mind are Dylan and Leonard Cohen, and to a lesser extent Paul Simon, are three of the greats as well. So
in terms of folks who are active right now, I would definitely point people to the text of the songs in the musical Hamilton, because Lin-Manuel Miranda's skill in using words and phrases several times over the course of a long-form work and having them mean different things when said at different times by different people or some combination thereof. So something like, I know who I married can be used in a very positive, encouraging, and kind of connection affirming fashion. And then elsewhere in the show, it's used almost as a knife turned from one character to the other.
Yep.
In like the way that familiarity can breed resentment, or all of the ways that he does wordplay, and more explicitly as music, the way that different subgenres of kind of hip hop, rap, and that universe of musical genres, the way that they're used differently by different characters. Miranda talks about rap being the music of the revolution, and that was the discourse genre of the revolutionaries. And thinking about all of those different choices that can say something when you're doing music and lyrics for a work.
Yep, well said. I would definitely agree with. I would go along with Hamilton as a good example of that. All right, so now we're on level 13.
Now that you are in control of both portals, this next test could take a very, very long time.
This one is kind of
If you become lightheaded
hold on a second.
from thirst, feel free to
I don't want to
pass
interrupt the
out.
narrator.
An intubation associate will be dispatched to revive you with peptic salve and adrenaline.
I love it. So the other thing I want to point out is, and this is going to seem obvious to the more savvy story listeners in our audience, but there is no doubt that... Can I grab this from here? No. But there can be no doubt that storytelling also relies on understanding who's telling you the story. And that means, in part, dealing with narrators. And GLaDOS is the ultimate example of an unreliable narrator. She's this authoritative voice. It's the only voice that you hear, I believe. At least it's the only voice that you hear for much of the game. Again, because Chella is a silent protagonist. And so one of the things you have to come to terms with is, what if the narrative voice is not reliable? What if the narrative voice, in fact, means you ill? What is the impact of that? What does that mean to us? And so this is another way that it does that. Again, not through anything that makes it clear that, well, see, now I'm a bad person, I'm going to do bad things to you, but just through things that get left out and through things that contradict the environment around you. So you see what the truth of the environment is, and then you hear what it is that she's telling you, and those things do not fit together. And because they don't fit together, that's the first clue that she may not mean well for you.
Right. Another game that I think does great work with character voice and character agenda is the original
Certain
BioShock.
objects may be vital to your success.
I'm sorry,
Testing
you broke up there.
apparatus.
Say that again?
Sorry, the original BioShock.
Oh, yeah.
The different characters that speak to you over the radio all have their own desires and their own thoughts about who you as the player, kind of the player character, are.
Yep.
So a good writing exercise, I think, to come out of this is take a chunk of information that you need to convey in the story, and if you have maybe 3 characters in your story, how would each of those 3 characters convey that information in a kind of in a neutral space? And then the advanced version is, how would each of those characters convey that information to the 2 other characters based on what those characters know of the other people?
Mm-hmm.
Whether they're being manipulative or persuasive, or they are providing more background context for one character than the other because of what they know about what these other characters know.
Vital testing apparatus destroyed.
I didn't mean to do that. Uh-oh, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, wait. Not at all what I meant to do. I meant to do that. There we go. There we go. Alright. Now I have this and this. There we go. And then last but certainly not least, I put that up there, put this down here, and
As
huzzah.
part of a previously mentioned required test protocol, we can no longer lie to you. When the testing is
I love that
over,
feeling
you will
of
be missed.
You'll be missed. That's funny.
with a puzzle where you feel like you're totally screwed, and you just have to pause and take a minute and reorient yourself toward what's happening and what you've already learned about a space,
Right.
so that you can basically untie the knot that you feel that you've gotten yourself into.
Yep, agree. There's a deep satisfaction in that, especially if you feel like you get out of being screwed through your own knowledge and, wit and careful, thought process.
All subjects intending to handle high-energy gamma-leaking portal technology must be informed that they may be informed of applicable regulatory compliance issues.
They may be informed.
No further compliance information is required.
Another thing I think is really interesting about this game is the way that it makes explicit a lot of the environmental design strategies that video games use more seamlessly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the dotted lines that lead you places, what is lit, how, and in what direction.
Mm-hmm.
So that you get the kind of the orange from below that is consistent in telling you that, okay, that's something that's coming from the edge of the world, and the dotted blue line, so that there's the senses of consistency.
Mm-hmm.
In other video games, that kind of environmental design and the way that your eye is led across a space tends to be much more done in a much more organic fashion.
Mm-hmm.
But you can learn to look for it and kind of see through the seams of a space. This is something that the streamer Adam Coble, who's also a game designer, talked about in his playthrough of Wolfenstein: The New Order. That very frequently, especially in kind of platformers or first-person games, savvy designers will introduce elements in the world that will help lead your eye where you're supposed to go in a space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's I actually hadn't thought about that, but that's true. Being able to, and that's kind of a little bit of what I was talking about regarding the first thing you see, your eye is drawn to, in a different context, your eye is drawn to automatically your own image, your own picture. At the very beginning when you're departing and you see yourself right in the mirror, you can't avoid it. That's what I was trying to do.
Yeah, and in kind of writing modes, especially in prose, in my opinion, what you give words to, you're telling the reader is important.
Mm-hmm.
So if you spend more time on describing a space, many readers are likely to, subconsciously if not consciously, believe that that space is going to be important.
Right.
Which means that you can do yourself a favor by introducing a space pretty rigorously, and then being able to use it and reuse it because you've helped the reader paint that picture in your mind. But it can also be a lesson of knowing when less is more. That if a space is not, if it's just the space for a transitional scene, you probably don't need to paint the picture as vividly as in kind of a core location.
Sorry, I had missed a jump as you were in the middle of your talk.
Oh, yep.
But, yeah. It's because I rushed, and I didn't need to. That should. There we go.
Very good. A complimentary victory lift has been
Yeah, because of
activated in
the delay between
chamber.
Zoom and the stream, there's a sense of dramatic irony when things go wrong, because I hear your exasperation before I see Chell die,
Yeah,
which is really funny.
Like, ugh, oh, yeah, exactly. Oh, man. Like the tree in The Hobbit, Killiva, yeah. Your 50 note in Norway is the image of one of the most beloved writers of storybooks. His name is Peter Christian Asbjornsen. A portion of the books contains traveling. He who asked me about this is thinking about a sort of youth taxi. Each youth pays 50 kroner for a ride home from someplace inside the community, and the advert would contain a slogan that fits from one of Peter Christian Asbjornsen's storytells. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's really fun to hear about storytelling traditions from different countries or even different communities. Like, with the storytelling or joke traditions in even different regions within the U.S., because it's such a big country that has so many different cultural traditions and threads that are woven together to make kind of the uneven national identity that we have, where regional identity plays in with national identity, plays in with ethnic background identity, which plays in with all these other different things, and that looking at and understanding a culture's storytelling tradition will impact so much of the rest of how you can understand that culture.
Yep, absolutely true. A good person, by the way, who does this in the States, in the South, is Andy Duncan, who's really good at sort of Southern Mark Twain style Southern tales of fantasy, but that are they feel very right for the South, very regionally appropriate, and so I always think about him when I think of stuff of that type. All right, so
And grief counseling will be available.
cake and
at
grief
the
counseling will be
conclusion of the
available at the
test.
conclusion of the test.
Thank
Wow.
you for helping us help you help us all.
Even the fact that it's such a computerized voice that's doing this, even that really adds to this sense of it's both humorous but also troubling. And hey, get off the
vital testing apparatus destroyed.
There we go. All right, so I need to get onto that side. Well, got a lot of different possibilities. So, I see. I got it.
When in doubt, look at your logos.
Yep. Okay, so I've got this. Oh no, that's not gonna work. That's got to mean something. All right, let me see. So momentum, yes, I can see that. There's an energy ball somewhere, and then watch out for being shocked. Okay. So, ooh, I wonder if I need to. I wonder if this is one of those deals where I need to increase momentum somehow. Like
Yeah.
by...
So think through kind of what nested actions you can do. What angle you need to get across, and how would you be able to set things up to do that?
Okay. Well, interestingly, I need to... Okay. So, I wonder if this is going to involve... Alright, let's see. Aha! Yep. It is momentum. I thought it was. So I had to shoot it on the way down to be able to get to that point. That's cool.
Yep.
Alright, now we got the energy thing. Also, death to cameras.
Vital testing apparatus destroyed.
Yep. Vital testing apparatus destroyed. Yeah, we were talking about that. Show those camera who's boss. She was given the job of the computers in Pacific Rim because of this game? Oh, really, Kilobyte? I didn't know that. That's interesting. Okay. So, that's gotta go. I can't get there. Can't get there from here.
Yeah, there's all these different kinds of spaces that gate the space, gate the level in different ways that are permeable or unpermeable to different verbs and objects within the space.
All right. It doesn't work the way I was hoping it would. Oh wait, I forgot I can just walk through. I was making that overly complicated. I'm like, how do I...
Yeah, and those projectors and receivers help you with your angling because of how they project light onto other surfaces.
Oh, I see. Oh, when I go through, this disappears. Oh, okay, so I can't do that. Oh, anytime I leave on either side. Oh, that's interesting. So I will have to... Okay, I actually think I had the right idea. So, no, like that. Like that. Okay. No, that's not it. Curiouser and curiouser. Alright, so there's got to be a way to... Could also... angle it? Not quite. I'm going about this all wrong. Maybe... in here... No, that's not it. Okay.
So how is the game stacking up against your expectations from years and years of hearing about it versus what you're playing?
It's very cool. It's interesting because I think I sort of came in with these. Wow, I'm just looking down below at whatever that is. I came in with these expectations about what I can't get there. About these expectations about what the sort of epic nature of it. I said something like this before, and one of the things that surprised me about it was the extent to which. Okay, something that surprised me about it was the extent to which the game is. It's a much faster moving experience, and I think it's an example of what happens when you hear about something for this long. At a certain point, you just expect that you're going to. At a certain point, you feel like you're going to. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by trying to figure out what I'm doing when I'm also trying to talk, which I should not do. Okay, I'm going to face the wall so I don't get distracted. You go in with the expectation that something has this enormous amount of size and scope. The expectations outpin or outpace really the actual experience of the game itself, or whatever the book or the movie or whatever the case may be. And so as a consequence, you can have sort of a different experience. I'm actually enjoying this a little more than I expected to, because I kind of felt like I was going to play it and it was going to be like, isn't everything about this awesome? Like, isn't this an amazing story? You know, and just be like, oh God, please. But then when you get just sort of sucked into the game and you can, there's a point where you forget about the hype, I guess is a way I would say it. And you just begin to experience the story on the level of the gameplay as they originally intended it. So I'm actually enjoying it quite a bit. Right,
because like I was saying earlier, every game teaches you how to play it, and games have their loops of, you know, for Portal, it's each puzzle is basically a gameplay loop, and then there are smaller loops within it in terms of creating a portal circuit and things like that. Those are very much themselves, and people when they're describing a game or a movie or a text, they'll frequently describe it and how it made them feel, or some part of it that was really stood out to them. But what stands out to one person doesn't necessarily stand out to another, and there can be a great danger in expectation setting through other people's perspectives, just like with the character voice conversation earlier, that your experience of Portal is not necessarily going to be the same as my experience, even if we take away when each of us played it, because we bring different levels of experience and types of experience with games, but also a whole bunch of other things. And that I've seen this happen. People talk about, like, my expectations about this game were set wrong, or my expectations about a movie were set too high because so many people were excited about it. And then I saw it and was like, yeah, that's pretty good, but it wasn't this epic thing that it had been built up for me about.
Right.
And that can be I think it's a good lesson to carry with you in terms of how you take what other people say about something and to what degree you let that set your expectations and how.
Absolutely. I think I'm figuring this out. Okay. Do you want to stick with me just until I see if I can finish this level for a minute, and then I'll sign you off for now?
Sure. Hopefully.
Well, I mean, unless I get completely stuck, in which case don't.
You know, I don't really remember this puzzle at all, so unfortunately, I'm not in a position to be able to kind of give big hints.
Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I know what I'm missing. Yeah. I know what I'm missing. I got it.
Yeah,
so I have to redirect here. Okay, so this goes like this.
Yeah, at a certain point you have to start shooting portals faster to be able to send them through different spaces.
Got it. Huzzah! Nice. I knew it was close. I was like, I just have to figure out how to sort of put all that stuff together.
Yep.
Lovely, lovely, and now I will get a lift out of here. I had the solution. No, I know I had a kill. It was just a matter of putting it all together in my head.
Yeah, the other thing with this game is like thinking about it as billiards.
Right.
And reverse engineering the shot.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And I just was thinking about the redirection in a different way. So it managed to work eventually. I got it down the line. All right. Well, I am going to allow my partner in crime here to sign off for now, and we're going to conclude this episode of Speculate. A little bit different, but I hope the folks in Speculate enjoyed it. And if you liked what you saw and heard on the show tonight, please remember to check out speculatesf.com. We will have a new triptych coming up for you folks soon as we move into December. For those of you who are Patreon supporters, thank you so much to our Speculate Patreon supporters. Again, we have a new website. We hope you like that look. That is being supported thanks to the Patreon. We also have, of course, our audio editor who is being supported through the Patreon. So you folks who are doing that are making it possible for us to produce hopefully more and better content as time goes on. So for the Speculate folks, thank you very much, and we will sign off. Mike, for the Twitch folks, I'm going to keep playing, but Mike, thank you. This is a lot of fun, and I'm glad that we were able to get your insight on this game and also on storytelling in general. This is fun. I dug this.
Yeah, because we're both gamers, I think it can be really fun to cross these streams and think about how the different disciplines interact in ways that can really be intriguing and thought-provoking to folks who are coming to any individual stream from one or the other perspective. Folks who are more game players and thinking about game design and gameplay, and prose writers. And since we're people for whom those disciplines cross over, and we're not remotely alone, we can find some fun ways that the two disciplines can comment on one another, and the ways that people who partake in both of those disciplines as readers, as consumers or creators, and find the ways that those are impacting one another, which is really fun.
Yep, agree. Oh yeah, no, we don't. Trust us. We do not forget. Oh, that's right. Speculate is available on Google Play as well as iTunes. I forgot about that. That's cool. That's neat. That was another thing that Scott has done. So yeah, very cool. I was glad we had a chance to do it. We will definitely do it again. And of course, on Twitch, you guys should check out Mike over at Turbo Tango, I believe is where he also has his channel running.
Yep.
So you should check him out and convince him to use his copious free time to be able to stream more. I'm sure he'd be all about that.
Yeah, I'd like to get back to it. It's really fun. I think I'll probably want to switch games because I have been playing Hyper Light Drifter, and with that one, there's enough of the game doesn't hold your hand at all. Mm-hmm. And I was just finding that I was a bit more aimless than I wanted to be in terms of the type of stream that I wanted to be creating. So
were you drifting, would you say?
I was, in fact, drifting along the Hyper Light and dying so much. If you check out my my YouTube that goes along with that, there's like I think 10 or 20 minute excerpt video that's me dying in the same sequence again and again and again, which
there's a lot of death in that game, it seems to me. It's just a lot of death.
It's my most kind of Twitch YouTube content that I've created in terms of like that repetition of dying and being frustrated and trying to like figure it all out, like kind of puzzling the way that we're doing that here. So check that out as well. And if you're, if you are not familiar with my books, you can find information on the Speculate website. And for chat folks, I'll drop a couple of links in here. But thank you, Greg, for having me on so we can do this cool crossover.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thank you very much, Mike. Chat, can we get some, I saw we already did, but can we get some more love for Mike? Thank you, Mike, very much. My pleasure. And I will, of course, be chatting with you very soon. Thank you, sir.
All right. Take care.
Okay. Have a good night.
Bye.
All right. And there goes Mike. Give me just a second whilst I remove Mike from the stream and remove this thing as well. Wait, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, right, okay. Let me just rename that. Hold on a second. Okay. That should now be normal. Just give me 1 second. I should be doing this all in studio mode. This is all super professional and stuff and all that. So that was cool. Why is that not? Thank you. There we go. That's what I want is that. And then we go over like that. And then we move this down like that. And hello, Classicora. What's going on, man? How are you? All right, cool. Lovely. All right. That's what I was looking to do. Cool. All right. Yes, that was fun. So let's get back into it, folks. Yes. Oh my gosh, we never talked about... Oh god, I'm so sorry. We were supposed to bring that up. Mike's got to be better about telling me, now is the time for me to talk about my work. Yes, you guys should be checking out Mike's work. Mike is a fine writer, and you should absolutely be checking out his work as soon as possible. You should definitely be doing that. No, that's not even close to right. There we go. Okay. Wait. Ooh, wait a second. That's what I think. I'm not sure about that, actually. Oh, it just sends me back to the same spot. It sends me back to the same place. Yeah, it doesn't work. Oh, no. That's not right. I need to put a portal down here is what I need to do. I'm doing that completely wrong. Goes in here, comes out here. That might be right. Oh, it's too high. Oh, man. That's too high. Alright. Well. Welp. That's too high. I'll be updating my streaming schedule later this week. It might be December 1st. I do actually have a few streams up already. I have most of my Tuesdays are planned out for December. I'm making it far more complicated. That's not surprising. Let's see. So that shines there. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Oh, you know what? Maybe... that goes there, that goes there. No, it's not quite right. I can do that, maybe. No. Okay, just closing down Discord. Let's see. So that's not right. So I have to do... I think this part, bouncing off there, is right. But I need it to come out... It's going to come out... Because, all right, so bounce through, bounce. Yeah, that's obviously that doesn't work. The only thing I'm not understanding is, like, this is... That's a little unfair. Kilobyte. In fairness, I kind of blew through the first 15 some odd levels of this game, in fairness. This is the first one that I've been a little bit more stuck on, in fairness. I'm fairly pleased with how well I've played this game to this point. In fairness to me. Okay, I think I need to alter this. So I think what needs to happen is, I don't think I'm at the right spot yet. That's not right. Okay, so I got back over to this side. So I think I've got to figure out a way to get through here, is what needs to happen. Well, maybe I'm wrong. I think I need to... No, because that activates that. Shoot. Let me reload. Oh, okay. Well, maybe not so much. Position myself like... Alright. Okay, so it can't be that. So I've got to be over here somewhere. Click, 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 and then it goes back. Alright, so it goes bling, 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 back. And it blows up there. So if I send it through a portal there... Problem is, how do I... Turn the angle of these things, though, is the problem. It's too high. But if I put it here, it just bounces off that way. No, that can't be what they mean me to do. That just sends it back the same direction. Right. Yeah, he didn't remember this room anyway. Describe the room you're in. It's two halves of a room. There's a shield between them, so I can't set up a portal on one side and a portal on the other. There's an energy blasting thing that, energy pellet shooter that is shooting at one angled wall. The wall angles to the left. There's another wall which is directly in line with the receptor, but it's angled to the right. So I either need to figure out a way to pull those walls in, so that it's not angled to the right, or I need to figure out a way to bounce it enough times that it will work. You got me covered? What is this? You guys should be checking out Mike's work. Oh, thank you, thank you. Thank you, X5. Okay. just is hitting this thing. That doesn't help. Because of the angle? This doesn't work, I don't think. That wow. That was complete luck. Holy crap. Complete freaking luck. I don't even know how I did that. Okay, that's the portal, but then I need to go like... Pure luck. Yep. I don't deny it. I said it was pure luck. Let me drop that down. Yes, sir. There we go. Absolute pure luck. As Kirk once says to Mr. Spock, you fail to recognize the importance of luck. And Spock says, true, I shall reconsider. Oh, God. That could have been really bad. Oh, shoot. I have to... Oh, that's gonna be fun. Set a portal in the left wall and the other in the right wall so it bounces on both angled walls. Yeah, but... Oh. Left wall and right wall. It stands for Tiberius. If you examine the room, it is symmetrical. I see what you're saying. See, I know, I recognize that, but I was thinking, I wasn't sure how to bounce that. So in other words, I needed to go, have like a blue portal go there, have the pedal go there, have an orange out there, and then I could have taken the orange here, used the blue here, and then shoot it back that way. There's still a lot of speed with the portal gun, but yeah. Thank you for the host, Sitsubera. Oh god. Oh god, this is so weird. Wow. Whew. Okay.
Vital testing apparatus destroyed.
I also got an achievement. Oh god. That's scary. You don't need any portals on the angled walls, huh? Okay. Alright, there's a switch over there for that door, I think. Oh, there's two doors. Okay. And I see the receptor there. Okay, so... Boom.
Did you know you can donate one or all of your vital organs to the Aperture Science Self-Esteem Fund for Girls? It's true.
That's funny. There we go. Woo! No, I got it. I managed to get it. All right, success. All right. That was rough. There was a lot to that room.
Due to mandatory scheduled maintenance, the appropriate chamber for this testing sequence is currently unavailable. It has been replaced with a live fire course designed for military androids. The Enrichment Center apologizes for the inconvenience and wishes you the best of luck.
Wow.
Vital testing apparatus destroyed.
Great. Okay.
Vital testing apparatus destroyed.
Yeah, that's no, I appreciate that, Christensen, for sure. Okay. So let's see. So that guy is going to shoot me. This is what I like to see. Okay. Dead creatures that's surrounding me. Ow, 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 ow. That really freaked me out. I didn't think about that.
Vital testing apparatus destroyed.
Critical error. Okay. Alright, sounds good. See you, Mike. Thanks again for stopping by, Turbo. Alright. Deploying. Oh, I can crouch. There we go. The cake is a lie. The cake is a lie. Someone was here and was trapped here. They were using like a computer to... That's cool. They were using a computer to cook stuff. Oh my god. Neat. Oh, wait. color did I put? Yeah. There's a red X there. That's probably in the wrong spot. Lovely. Okay. You cannot hit me from there. I may not. This may not work. Okay, and then let's bring this.
Is anyone there? I don't blame you.
Okay. Go. And that destroys them. Okay. Wow, this is quite a course. Lots of blocks. Damn it, I can do better than that.
Hello.
Ow! Is that really where I stopped? Really? I didn't save it again? Really?
Activated.
God damn it, really? I can't believe I didn't save there.
Are you still there? Resting. Malfunctioning.
Man.
I don't hate you.
Jerk. You save, please? Oh, God, that was dumb. Super dumb. What I should have done is okay, good. Now that's in. Now that's there. Now it's in order. All right. So we go over here.
No hard feelings.
No hard feelings. Okay. Good. Let's save it again. Come on now. Okay. It's too bad those never take out any of their other robots. That'd be super useful if it did.
Who's there? Don't shoot!
God damn it. Shoot. Yeah, the sound bites with little turrets is pretty cool, I agree. I swore I saved it at that point. That was... Okay, that was dumb. Completely dumb.
Sleep mode activated. Malfunction activated. Are you still there?
Okay. Good.
Good. Hello, sentry mode activated. Would you come over here? Who's there? Are you still there? Resting. Searching.
There we go.
Target lost. Goodbye. Critical error.
There we go. Turrets are also voiced. Yeah, I had a feeling. I had a feeling it was a similar person.
Searching. Deploying. Target lost.
Target about to be regained. There you go. Huzzah! Alright.
Vital testing apparatus destroyed.
Okay. Ah, you son of a... Nice try, bastard. Ooh, this is gonna be interesting. Jump! Okay. So... Oh, I can do a portal on that side. Okay.
Who's there?
Ow, 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 ow. God damn it. I forgot that you can see me through the portal. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Man. Ugh. That's obnoxious. I mean, it's, of course, it's totally reasonable, but I just didn't think about it.
There you are. Are you still there? Searching.
Okay. Alright, actually I can crouch, right? Alright.
Deploying. Are you still there? Good night. Hello. Target lost. Goodbye. Searching. Shutting down.
Vital testing apparatus destroyed.
Oh man. Good times. Good times. It's all about the crush. It's all about the crush. Oh. Come on now.
Activated. Are you still there? Malfunction. No.
That was crappy. I can do that better.
Target lost.
Are you still there?
Nap time. Sentry mode activated. Hello. Searching. I don't hate you.
I don't hate you. Success.
Well done, Android. The Enrichment Center once again reminds you that Android Hell is a real place where you will be sent at the first sign of defiance.
Well done, Android. Wow, it's the first time they referred to me as an android. Interesting. Interesting. Hi.
The vital apparatus vent will deliver a weighted companion cube in 3, 2, 1.
Can't destroy it. Yeah, it was a test for military androids, but I am not supposed to be, allegedly, a military android, unless that's the point they're making, is that I am. And
This weighted companion cube will accompany you through the test chamber. Please take care of it.
okay.
The symptoms most commonly produced by Enrichment Center testing are superstition, perceiving inanimate objects as alive, and hallucinations. The Enrichment Center reminds you that the weighted companion cube will never threaten to stab you and, in fact, cannot speak.
Oh man, I gotta save this under another spot for a minute. So this is the much vaunted companion cube, is that right? This is the much vaunted companion cube? Oh no, come back. Alright. First of all,
Vital testing apparatus destroyed.
I got an achievement, by the way, for all the cameras I destroyed so far. The one with the hearts. Okay. That's funny. Hurt. Hallucination, the companion cube will never lie to me. The girls of Aperture Science. Though Earth and man are gone, I thought the cube would last forever. I was wrong, because I could not stop for death. He kindly stopped for me. It's Emily Dickinson. The cube had food and maybe ammo. Why? Not in cruelty, not in wrath. The Reaper came today. An angel visited this great path and took the cube away. Someone was losing it. Yeah, wow. Alright. Can I? No. So I can't shoot a portal on the cubicle. You can't. Interesting. Okay. Well, 1, 2, 3. 3 lifts, maybe, is what that means? Alright. Well. This isn't going to get me to a lot of different places, but let's start. Right. Need to be able to open that door, and I need a second cube, which I don't have. Or do something with the first cube. Oh, careful. I wonder if I can angle... Alright, wait a second. Ask the folks at Cubicle 7 for another cube. That is a good call. Okay. Here we are. Okay, so it will do that. Oh. Also, you go
Vital testing apparatus destroyed.
Well, crap. Alright, Oh! What? What the hell? What? What just received? What? Alright, hang on a second. So, it goes like that. It goes down like this.
Testing apparatus destroyed.
Goes like that. I think I get it. Haha! Okay, that solved one problem. That solved one problem. I don't know why that helps yet. I don't know why that matters. But the fact that I can get something from there. Oh, is there a... Okay. Can I get there from here? I can't get there from here. My brain explode. Yes. True. True that. Alright. Here. No. Let's do that, right? Alright, so I got one of those lifts. If I get those 3 lifts up there, I can get up here, and that'll do something else. Which will probably let me put the companion cube up there. So I gotta get another way to the receptor. Oh, antechamber. I've seen some Antechamber being played. That game looks rough. Super rough. If I can angle this.
The Enrichment Center reminds you that the weighted
Nice.
companion cube cannot speak. In the event that the weighted companion cube does speak, the Enrichment Center urges you to disregard its advice.
That's funny. Okay. So those are two of the lifts. Those are two of the lifts. Now the third one... So the third one is back here, I think. Let me just make sure. Yeah, the third one's back here. And that's going to be tough, because I can't cast a portal. I can't do a portal on any of these. So... I can open one of them? No, I would play Portal 2 before I played Antechamber, yeah. Can I get up there? Alright, so if I take this, I go this way. It opens that. Okay. Okay, I think I see it. So then I need to get... Right. Where are we? Let me get back up there. Right. Right, so that is one. Okay, so... That's the orange one, right? Oh, where is this thing? Oh, it's back there? Oh my goodness. Hello? Okay, I think I said it right. If I'm right, this should be coming out down there. Yep. Alright. Got it. Booyah. I got it. Yeah, baby, I got it. I'm your Venus. I'm your fire. Portal desire. Okay, so first of all, come with me, weighted companion cube that would never speak ill to me. There we go. Now, I'm gonna save it. Well, alright. That's fine, actually. Okay. Got it. Here we go. Hey, what's up, G-Car? Yes, I am at top of the... Not top of the hour. 4 o'clock, so about 2 hours from now, I will be on GOG continuing my Vaporum/Vaporum playthrough.
You did it. The weighted companion cube certainly brought you good luck. However, it cannot accompany you for the rest of the test and, unfortunately, must be euthanized.
What?
Please escort your companion cube to the Aperture Science Emergency Intelligence Incinerator.
Yeah, it'll be good times, man. I'm not gonna incinerate my cube.
Rest assured that an independent panel of ethicists has absolved the Enrichment Center, Aperture Science employees, and all test subjects of any moral responsibility for the Companion Cube euthanizing process.
No, I haven't killed it.
While it has been a faithful companion, your companion cube cannot accompany you through the rest of the test. If it could talk, and the Enrichment Center takes this opportunity to remind you that it cannot, it would tell you to go on without it because it would rather die in a fire than become a burden to you.
I don't buy it. There's got to be a way to save the companion cube. There must be a way. How do I save the companion cube?
Testing cannot continue until your companion cube has been incinerated.
I'll make my own decision on that, creepy computer.
Although the euthanizing process is remarkably painful, 8 out of 10 Aperture Science engineers believe that the companion cube is most likely incapable of feeling much pain.
I wonder if I could get another cube.
The companion cube cannot continue through the testing. State and local statutory regulations prohibit it from simply remaining here, alone and companionless. You must euthanize it.
Yeah, I can't destroy this camera, though.
Destroy your companion cube or the testing cannot continue. While it has been a faithful companion, your companion cube cannot accompany you through the rest of the test. If it could talk, and the Enrichment Center takes this opportunity to remind you that it cannot, it would tell you to go on without it because it would rather die in a fire you through the rest of the test. If it could talk, and the Enrichment Center takes this opportunity to remind you that it cannot, it would tell you to go on without it because it would rather die in a fire than become a burden to you.
Alright, I have it saved.
You euthanized your faithful companion cube you through the rest of the test. If it could talk, and the Enrichment Center takes this opportunity to remind you that it cannot, it would tell you to go on without it because it would rather die in a fire than become a burden to you.
Yeah, so I don't... Is this one of those deals where there's absolutely no way to save the cube? Because I don't actually want to spend... Don't tell me how, but I don't want to actually spend the next hour figuring out how to save the cube.
Until your companion cube has been incinerated.
So is there a way to save it or not?
Although the euthanizing process is remarkably painful, 8 out of 10 Aperture Science engineers believe that the companion cube is most likely incapable of feeling much pain.
There's no way to save it? Ah. That's frustrating. I did, but I already did though, nothing happened.
State and local statutory regulations prohibit it from simply remaining here, alone and companionless. You must euthanize it.
Of course, it is also just a cube. Yeah.
Destroy your companion cube or the testing cannot continue.
I like that it's got the heart on it.
You euthanized your faithful companion cube more quickly than any test subject on record. Congratulations.
Interesting. Alright. I got an achievement for that, like fraticide or cubicide or something like that as well.
The experiment is nearing its conclusion. The Enrichment Center is required to remind you that you will be baked, and then there will be cake.
You will be baked, and then there will be cake. Nice. Alright. That's some shock value right there. Whoa. These secret areas are really... interesting and somewhat creepy. Beans. Not near about now. Courage is not the absence of fear. These radios. Another pot on top of a turned over computer. No. Interesting. Yeah, evil storytelling is right. So far these things have not led anywhere, but I have a feeling at some point they're developed enough that they're not... eventually they're going to be, I feel like, areas that I can interact with. Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Alright. Interesting. This is really reminding me somewhat of the Talos principle as well. Okay. So now, that's not good. Alright. We both had a few facepalm moments. Wait, that's 3. Okay, that's 4. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's to get me over there, right? Success. Ooh. Here we go. Alright, hang on a second, guys. Enjoy these fat bullet beats while I check something with my wife. All right. Sorry about that, guys. My son is dealing with dental problems, and my mini Arv is dealing with dental problems, and I'm here to tell you that 17-month-old having dental problems is it sucks. So I'm screwed. Oh, shoot. Okay. Thanks. Is there a receptor point over there? Or... Oh, okay. But then how do I... Right. It goes off like that. Down to the floor! Yay! Awesome. So how's the place coming together, Terry? Is it coming together okay?
Vital testing apparatus destroyed.
I'm gonna save this under something else. Nice, good. That's good. Alright, so that's gotta come through there. Awesome, that's awesome. What's the button? This is rough. So that button oh, that might be a receptor point, actually. Let's see if it is. We'll see if that's a receptor point. Let's try that first. angled or something. Shoot. That's really odd. No. Here's a cube. There's another button. Yep. Yep. Had a feeling that was going to happen. I like it a lot, Miranda. I like it a lot. I mean, I had a feeling I would. I had a feeling I would like it. Okay, so that obviously can't work. I don't love the timed puzzle thing. I don't... Feels awfully twitchy to me. I just don't like the time puzzle stuff. But otherwise, I think it's pretty cool. I don't know if that energy ball hurts them or not. Oh, for Christ's sake. It does. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. That's good to know. Okay, so it does do that. Alright, so... Okay, good. So that helps a lot. Oh. Alright, I want to get those things knocked off. You won second place? Yay! Nice! Congratulations, Terry. That's awesome. Congratulations. I have no surprises there, no doubt. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? Okay, I'm going to take all these guys down. That's super awesome, Terry. Congratulations. I voted for you. Oh, come on. What? There's got to be a way to nail this thing. It's so close. I've got to be able to just direct it properly. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, what? There you go. Good. Yeah, that's awesome, Terry. Not surprising. Oh. It's got to be close. Portal is going Dark Souls and or Postal. Alright. Yes! Okay, now I just got one of these to deal with. Yeah, I guess that's probably true. Ooh, I can do it. I can do it. Just have to have a position right. Spatial relations, don't fail me now. There we go. Ha-ha! You might seem crazy what I got to say. Do, 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 do. Alright. Alrighty. Now I got these guys dead, so now I can worry about solving this problem in peace. Okay, so I need to get down there somehow. Or at least I need to have maybe momentum. I don't know. I successfully murdered them. Yeah, well, listen. Don't have a lot of guilt about destroying turrets that are trying to murder me. I feel considerably worse for the companion cube. Ooh, that's interesting. Alright, so that's momentum right there. This is probably not going to work, but I'll try it anyway. Let's try it again. That's not what I meant to do. I need to make it a blue. Need to aim higher than that. No, 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 no. Oh, almost there. Wow. If I can get even higher, can I? It's as high as I can get. No. Whoops! That's not at all what I meant to do. Once again, not what I meant to do. Once again, not what I meant to do. Oh, come on! Chaotic says no. Why is Chaotic saying no? Because he says this is not the way to do it? There, that's what I meant to do. Okay. So now I'm over here. Yeah, see, I feel like that's too high. So the thing is, I bet the button for that is that across the way. Oh, God. I'm so close. I don't mind hints and general advice. Well, let me rephrase that. I don't mind general advice. Hints, depends. Like, sort of when I ask for it, I guess. So... man. Alright, yeah, I figured I couldn't do one on there. I wonder if... oh no, I can't get through there. Yeah, once you get past here, you're locked out. Okay. Right. Okay. Oh, there's a button there! Oh, look at that. Okay. There's a button there. Alright. Whoa. Wait a minute. So... I don't know. We may... I'm not 100% sure that I'll be able to do this, because I think what they're asking me to do, if I'm going to hit that button, I'm assuming, actually, I should have looked at this before to see whether or not this is the door behind me. Yeah, it is. Okay, so I would need to hit that button. Oh, yeah, I mean, I can... You don't mean the blue portal, you mean the... I can hit the button. Oh, swing to the side. I can probably survive. The question is, I have to do it before the energy thing hits this. So, like... So, this has to be shot here. This has to be shot here. That allows that to come through and hit the door. But the problem is... I need that's... And that's how you would do it. But... oh my god, the timing. So... oh god, this is so annoying. This is gonna be so irritating. Oh god, this is gonna be so frustrating. Because the thing is, to get enough momentum, I've got to fall down there. So what I have to do is, I have to do orange portal there, blue portal there. Then I have to fall down. I mean, well, one thing is... ugh. And I've only got a few seconds. I basically need to fall, hit the button about 3 seconds before the energy thing hits it. I don't. Oh, okay. Okay, that's helpful, actually. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so... let's see how long it counts to get over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, portal. 4. Alright, so let me see. Alright, so let's count the time here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so 9 seconds. So at 7 seconds I have to... so basically... so how many seconds do I have when it goes in that portal is the question. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. Got it. Got it. Okay. Progress, people. Progress. Progress. Knowing that I didn't have to jump for that was a big help. That helped a lot, actually. Easy every time. Well, not say that so much. Okay. I don't want to count how long this is. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, fair enough. 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so 9 seconds basically. Good, I was trying to fling onto the platform. Yeah, I suppose that's true. That's good. That's good advice to keep in mind. Okay, so for something like this. Actually, wait a second. What? Somehow I've got to be able to fling myself up there, I think. Unless there's a spot. Is there anything down there? No. Entirely know what this does for me. That doesn't do anything for me. I have not played Portal 2. I have not. 0000. I have not, actually. Okay. Alright. So... somehow I gotta get up there. Oh, thank you, Classicor. What's up, McSauce? How you doing? Thank you for the sub, man. Okay. That brings me back there. All right. Okay. So, it's gotta be, this thing is like angled. It's angled in such a way that I should be able to go... Oh, wait, okay. Oh god, this is gonna be difficult. Okay. So, what we have to do is... we gotta hit the button. Wait, what? I'm not gonna have enough time for that. That's all that does is get me back in there. Forgot about this. That doesn't help me with the cube. Thank you very much, Classicor. I appreciated you. Thank you so much for the sub, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Enjoy the golden hype that hopefully you can use elsewhere. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. I'd love to see those gold get hypes everywhere. We're just about done with the hour, guys, but I would like to at least try to get done with this level. I do have to bail out pretty close to... and then I do have to bail out the next 5 to 10 minutes, though, because at 4 o'clock I've got Vaporum over at GOG with Pen and Pixels, and I got to address... I've got to take care of some of this stuff with my son between those things. So, oh, man, but I don't... Right. I didn't think that would work. I don't know what that does. Even if I were to get up there, I don't know what that would do. I may be overthinking this also. That cube is what I need. I mean... yeah, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. There's no way. There's no way I can do that, is what I mean. The hell do I get up there? I mean, maybe I just need to leave? Maybe that's all? Maybe I just need to leave. Oh, because I need that... because I need that cube is why. I need that cube. I need that cube to weigh that down, and the only place I can get that cube is inside here. Yeah, I mean, I see the angle, I just don't... Maybe that's all it is. Alright, maybe that's all it is. Yeah, so I have to... The cliff. So I gotta... Ugh. Alright. Nope, 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 nope. It doesn't help that I don't like that cliff setup, because... Ha! Cleared it! Yes. Cleared it. Worked better than I thought it would. Alright. Alright. Here I am. Don't let this awesome cube go. Don't let this awesome cube go. There we go. Okay. Right. So now... Now that I got that cube back, not quite clear. Not quite clear. I still gotta get through. I still gotta get back there. Whoa, it's down there. That's the cliff. Okay, good. I was like, wait, what? Alright, I gotta get back over there. Press that button. So I'm not quite clear yet. Actually, I think I'm gonna move... This, I think, is gonna be better placed there. Okay. Almost clear. Alright, so... It's so calming watching puzzle games, it's true. Now you are overthinking with portals. I don't think I was really overthinking, though, in fairness. Oh, crap, I forgot. There we go. Now, gotta be careful to make sure that I'm not gonna get shot. See, the most satisfying part of this level was taking out the turrets. There we go. I hope I don't need that cube. Hi.
Vital testing apparatus destroyed.
Man, look at this! What? Oh my goodness, the momentum. Okay. Wow. Okay. Underthinking, okay. Not thinking enough, is it the end? Alright. Let's see. Well. Oh god, what? So confused! Let's try it again. That's not the right one. That one. Conservation of momentum. Well, right. I get the idea that I've got to get over there. But... wow. I don't know that I can get up to that one. No. No, I can't be right. Is there any... No. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Have to increase my momentum. Actually, wait, no, that's not going to work. Because I won't be able to break out of that cycle. I'm falling into the drink with portals. Because what I could do is I could do this, and then... Nope. That can't be it. Man. Really gotta... And I gotta close up shop here in a second. If I could angle. Damn it. Not it. I got the camera, the shooting the camera achievement, but I did not get the falling into the drink with portals achievement. Can I shoot that? Too much to hope for, I guess. Oh, wait. I don't have to land on it. I just need to shoot a portal there. Oh, crap. No. Okay. I just need to shoot a portal on that second level. That's what I need to do. Do that again. Okay, this time, gotta go through. Aha! Sort of. Okay. Oh, the infinite falling achievement? Oh, no, no, no. I haven't gotten that. Alright. Now I gotta go... Oh my god, this is so confusing! Stop. I guess... That didn't work? Okay. Didn't work. Oh, crap. No, I don't like that. Whoa. Hello. How about I not fall to my death? Shoot. Oh, God. I'm running out of time. I'm running out of time. Alright. Do I go, like... Stop, stop, stop. No, it doesn't work, doesn't work, doesn't work. Oh no! Okay, wait. So... What? What? This is so confusing. This can't be right. This can't be right. This is too fine. This is too finicky. This can't be right. This can't be right. Please don't tell me I have to do this all in one go. Please don't tell me that I have to go up, 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 because I'm never going to be good enough to do that. So please don't tell me that's what I have to do. Like that. If I have to be able to go down there, 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 all in one shot, it's not happening. So I really hope that's not the case. That's what I have to do, really? Well, that's the end of the game, then. Because I'm not going to be doing that. Are you kidding, Cookie Canuck, or are you telling the truth? If you're telling the truth, that's it. Well, it was nice while it lasted. Must not land. What? What do you mean not necessarily in one go, but without stopping? It has to be in one go, Skiller. If it's not stopping, then it has to be in one go. It has to be. It has to be. Oh, I see what you mean. What? Ugh. Okay, so... Where am I going now? Where am I going? Ugh. Damn it.
Well done.
Ha!
Be advised that the next test requires exposure to
Boom!
uninsulated electrical parts that may be dangerous under certain conditions. For more information, please attend an Enrichment Center Electrical Safety Seminar.
Ah, I doubted myself. Woo! All right. No, following broadcasts are not be delayed. They're not going to be delayed. We got this. We got this done. Nice. This is like 17 or 18. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, I was not sure that was going to work, but it did. All right, so this is test chamber 19. All right, sounds good.
Welcome to the final test. When you are done, you will drop the device in the Equipment Recovery Annex. Enrichment Center regulations require both hands to be empty before any cake
Can be served. Got it. Okay, cool. Lovely. All right, guys. Well, that is going to do it for me. Oop, hold on a second. Hold on. I forgot I still had that image up. That is going to do it for me. That's cool. That's cool. Definitely cool game. I can see why there is the level of hype that there is about it. So thanks, guys. That was good stuff, and I had fun. I had fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. But we are going to move on here because I got to do a couple things before top of the hour at 4 p.m. Eastern. So about 40 minutes from now, I will be on playing Vaporum or Vaporum, depending on how you pronounce it, over at GOG doing my Pen and Pixel show. And then the next time you guys will see me after that will be on my channel on Friday, which is December 1st. I have started putting together the stream schedule already for that, but there are still some things, some adjustments that I need to make to it. I have a lot of the rest of the schedule to sort of put together, so December we will put together as soon as December arrives, but I'll try to do some of that in the middle of this week, so it's not all coming in December. But I do have my Tuesdays mostly set up, so we will see how this goes. But that said, I had a good time with this, and I hope you guys did too, and thank you for choosing this. We will definitely come back to Portal at some point in the future. If you like what you saw and heard, please make sure to follow the channel. Please make sure to check out the Steam group with ! Steam group, YouTube with ! ArvTube, and of course the Discord with ! Discord. Please support that if you can. We are currently sitting at $3.95, I believe. Let me just confirm that's still the case. We are sitting at, yep, still $3.95 on the Patreon, so we're really close to 400. We'd love to get to that number if we can. And we also had a couple of new subs. That sub button above the window is also helpful and gives you a chance to use those that get hyped emote here, hither and yon across Twitch. So thank you all so much for the subs tonight. Also thanks to Mike Underwood, who was my co-host on Speculate. Thank you for checking out his storytelling about Portal, which I had a good time with. And I hope you guys found that interesting if you were here for that. But that's going to do it for me for now. I'm going to be back. No raid today because we're going to be back on my channel, on the GOG channel, in about, as I say, about 40 minutes with Vaporum. Until then, I want to thank everyone who made this an awesome stream. Thank you to my wonderful mods, Dragon Spear and 10 of Clubs. Thank you to my wonderful subs, Dragon Spear, Chloe Rose, Classic Or, X5, Kooky Canuck, Terry Tunes, and Uncle Elias. Thank you guys so much. And thank you to 10 of Clubs as well, and Dragon, for the Patreon support. Really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for that. Thank you all of those who have supported the Patreon, as well as the sub folks. Thank you to Aracare. I don't know if I've seen you in Aracare here before, Aracare. I hope you like what you saw and heard, and will follow and support the channel if you can with sub or Patreon, if that's possible. Thank you to Derek W. Thank you to Drakensberger, ECAG, Garrett, Jagtris, JLC, Kanumi, Gajeldio. Thank you to Maze, Mixsauce, Poltergeist Zero. Thank you to Scientist Gaming, Alaric. Thank you to Skiller Zero. And of course, thank you to you, Christensen. Thank you guys all so much. You are the best. And I will see all of you wonderful people in about 37 minutes or so, 38 minutes over at GOG for Pen and Pixels and Vaporum. Until then, everyone be good to each other. Have a good day.
Fresh and new, when it all seemed clear to you, when your aim was straight and true. Were your mind untroubled by the questions in the dark, content to play your part, open pathways to your heart? Were your life untainted by a host of broken dreams, when all your acts were queens, understood all that it means? Could you have understood the way your life was bound? Did you ever wonder how you got from there to now? Oh yes, you're gonna fly away from here, where the sky grows more clear, and your problems disappear, drift away down below. Watch them go down to your friends, where the trouble never ends, and there's always just one more day left to go. might take a different